May we now humbly request revered Srimad Swami Subiranandaji Maharaj, General Secretary Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission, the chief guest of today's program, to kindly bless these brilliant young minds.
Namaste Yatirajaya Vivekānanda Suraye Satya Sukha Sarupaya Swamine Tapuharine. Very, very dear Swami Sukadevananda Ji, the learned head of our mega educational complex called Saradapitha. Other brother-in-law present here today, Brahmacharis, distinguished gentlemen and ladies, respected devotees, the awardees, and other present here to witness this lovely prize distribution ceremony of the national level student innovation competition 2023. Now, how it all came about is the question. Innovation, and that is sponsored by the Government of India, Ministry of Culture, and that's also in association with Ramakrishna Mission, because we are through 125th of our existence. It was 2021, nearly December. I got a letter from the Ministry of Culture that the National Implementation Committee has approved the celebration of 125th year of Ramakrishna Mission to commence on 1st May of 2022 and to be concluded on 1st May 2023. I was surprised. We are a spiritual, charitable, voluntary organization. How we can, especially 125th year of this organization, can come under the purview of the Government of India. I have never approached the Government of India in this direction. I thought some of our enthusiastic heads of center must have. I inquired, and then I found that none approached for any kind of assistance from the Government of India to observe 125th of Ramakrishna Mission. Then I contacted the Prime Minister's office, and Prime Minister's office told that it was the personal suggestion of the Prime Minister to observe 125th of Ramakrishna Mission in style. Why? Because he told that Ramakrishna Mission is a landmark. 125th year of Ramakrishna Mission is a landmark in the history of modern world. Why did he say so? I have thought over this, and my answer is that maybe that innovation is the key word. Innovation is the key word which attracts everybody's attention. You know, this Ramakrishna Mission itself is an innovation. Ramakrishna Mission is an innovation because the kind of religion Ramakrishna Mission teaches, the kind of service Ramakrishna Mission does, is something which was never hitherto heard of in the annals of spiritual history of the world. How is it? Swamiji says that Ramakrishna was original, everybody must be original and innovative. Now innovation has different compartments, innovation of various nature. When you go to the social arena, there are 4 kinds of innovation, whereas when you go to the field of technology and science, we have 8 kinds of innovation, so on and so forth. But in one aspect, we are absolutely unanimous that innovation is a must in life. Excellence must be coupled with innovation. And here I personally feel that Ramakrishna mission is a lighthouse as far as this particular aspect of life is concerned, innovation. Now, what is Ramakrishna mission? And how is it that today it has captured the attention of the world? Regarding Ramakrishna mission, if we really want to understand it, because it is the Ministry of Culture, Government of India, who funded for this particular project. And why did he fund? They funded Ramakrishna missions, observance of 120 days. So what it is that Ramakrishna mission captures anybody and everybody's attention today? I can share one or two anecdotes with you. It was just pre-pandemic period. Well, I got a call from a girl, or you may say a lady from Dam airport. It was afternoon. She told Swamiji, मैंने कलकत्ता में आया तो मैं सोच रही हूँ आपसे थोड़ा मुलाकात करूं. So I told her to come at 5. She came. And as she was making way to my office, well, somebody told that if you want to enter into this office, you have to take off your shoes. Then she told, a lot of assholes in boys. She doesn't have a leg. How can she? So I told that Swami who was advising her to allow her to come with shoes on. She came. And she told, Maharaj, मैंने आपका बारे में सुना तो मैंने सोचा कि जब कलकत्ता में मैं आई तो क्यों नहीं आपसे मुलाकात. I also heard about that girl. I think many of you must have heard about that girl by now. She is Arunima Sinha. Who is Arunima Sinha? Some of you must be knowing her, must have heard about her, but many of you must not have heard about her. Arunima comes from a very, very poor family of Uttar Pradesh. Arunima was going, she had dreams in her eyes. What was the dream of her? Dream was she will represent India in the Olympic, in the athletic arena. And then she was going to the coach, to the ring, by night train. It was around 1 o'clock or so that the miscreants got into the compartment, it was a ladies' compartment, and tried to do some mischief. Arunima was so bold, Arunima resisted them. And they went, but when the train, started off from the station, after some time, it is everywhere, the same experience, you get paddy fields and so on. So it was dark night, and there were paddy fields on both the sides of the rail track, and this girl was passing by the train, and after 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers, she traveled from that station. These miscreants came, they were hiding somewhere, and then they threw Arunima from the running train. Arunima fell down and she was rolling, and then she was in between the two tracks of the rail. Now a lot of trains have gone by all over the night. Arunima was profusely bleeding, and then it was the farmers who after sunrise were going to the paddy fields and other fields for cultivation. They heard the groaning of a young girl. She went there and she found this girl, maybe 18 or 19-year-old, profusely bleeding, and then she was seeking for help so that she can go to a medical center. She was taken to the health center. Then the health center people told that, look, we regret we don't have any infrastructure to deal with this case. You should go immediately take her to district hospital. She was. And then the senior surgeon came, junior surgeon came, everybody came. But the senior surgeon was telling that this girl needs amputation right now. But then we don't have an anesthetist. What is to be done? And Arunima overheard her. And then Arunima cried aloud that, well, you operate me without anesthesia. I will bear with this. मैं जीने चाहती हूँ. I want to survive. I want to live. So she was taken and then she was amputated. And then thereafter she was taken to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and after 1 year or so, Arunima was back home. But what happened? Nobody wanted to take cognizance of Arunima, including her own parents. Everybody pretended that she doesn't know Arunima, this Arunima. They knew Arunima, but that is a different Arunima. And Aruниma's ooze you can gauge very easily. To be or not to be was the question in her life. Then what happened? Somebody told her that you go to Ramakrishna mission and find out if some help you can get from them for your survival. She came to a Ramakrishna mission center in Uttar Pradesh. And then instead of going to the monastery, she went to the library. She found a book. Book was in that glass almirah. Vivekananda Speaks to You. After going through a few lines from the book, Arunima learned to think, learned to believe. Learn to believe that I have a tomorrow. I will not put an end to my life. I will again try to survive. Intellectually, physically, and should I say even spiritually. What happened? Arunima came in contact with Bachindrapal Singh, you know her name, mountaineer. And Bachindrapal told Arunima, forget about your participation in athletics in Olympic. With this position, you can't do that. You forget it about a bad dream, like a bad dream. Then what happened? She gave her few cassettes and gave her a coach. Arunima became a mountaineer, and she had dreams in her eyes that she will be the first woman in the world to scale Mount Everest. She went. And what happened, do you know? When she is about to reach the peak, there was a wild wind, a gust of wind, and you must have heard that the gust of wind in the hills is very, very risky. Why? Because it blinds you. And when it blinds you, you can fall in the gorge. So everybody fled away. Arunima's coach and manager were telling Arunima, "Aa jao, tum mar jaogi." Arunima didn't. Arunima told, "मैं नहीं मरूंगी. मेरा सीना में स्वामी विवेकानंद का तस्वीर है. मेरा कलीजा में स्वामी विवेकानंद बसते हैं. मैं नहीं मरूंगी." The gust of wind gradually settled down. When Arunima looked around, there was absolutely nothing around, none around. And she was feeling suffocating. She was suffocating. Breathing distress. She requires oxygen immediately. And she had very little oxygen in her own cylinder. Then she thought that death is inevitable phenomenon for me. None in this world can save me now. And she had slight anger. Anger with the great Swami Vivekananda, the mentor of her life, the guide, guardian, and the philosopher of our life. The Swamiji, did you really want that I should die why should I not do it at my village? Why here? Arunima looked ahead. She found a big oxygen cylinder. With great hope she went there. There was sufficient oxygen. And then Arunima took oxygen. She was afresh. She went 6 feet ahead and the highest peak. She first implanted the photograph of Sri Ramakrishna, Mother Saradapitha and Swami Vivekananda. And then she implanted the national flag of India, the first woman in the world to scale Mount Everest, especially especially disabled women. And then when Arunima came to me, by then Arunima was a very famous name in the country. So when she came, she told me, Maharaj, मैंने दुबई गई थी लीडरशिप प्रोग्राम के लिए, अभी दिल्ली में उसके बाद लीडरशिप प्रोग्राम थी और अभी कल आईटीसी सोनार बंगला में है, इसलिए मैं कलकत्ता ही हूँ. Arunima is a celebrity. And then when she came to me, I told her that, well, you are the first specially disabled person to scale the Mount Everest. She told, no, Mount Everest is not the question. I had an idea that Mount Everest is the highest peak, but today Mount Everest has lost its status as the highest peak in the world. This is Helsinki in Finland, which is the highest peak. And I'm going to make it to Helsinki. After a few months, I found it news that Arunima has made it in Helsinki as well. Now, what happens? Arunima Sinha was asked by the Belur that Arunima, now that you have scaled Mount Everest, you are a woman of substance, you are known in your circle all over the world. What is your reaction? What is the Raj? आपके उत्थान के लिए राज क्या है? Arunima. Arunima told the secret. Secret is a small word. कि हमारे जो राज है, ये राज एक छोटा से लक्ष्य है. वो क्या है? विवेकानंद. विवेकानंद. Swami Vivekananda. Few years back again, before pandemic, I was invited to speak in a public meeting organized in Delhi by some organization on Swami Vivekananda. We had 250th of Vivekananda at that time. Now what has happened, you know, my successor speaker was a lady whom I have never seen, whom I have never known, and I did never hear her name as well. When I was speaking about few leaders in different fields of the world, like in politics, we have Prime Minister Modi, who came here to Belur to become a monk, not to become the Prime Minister of India. And then again, that magnet, computer baron, Bill Gates, and such other names I was mentioning. And then when this lady came to speak, she told that Swamiji ने मोदी जी का बारे में कहा, बिल गेट्स का बारे में जिक्र किया, लेकिन मेरा बारे में कुछ नहीं. I never knew anything about her. So anyway, after her speech, she left the auditorium, and then we were there till the end of the function. And after the function, when I was coming out of the auditorium, I found ocean of people. Ocean, only black heads. People from all groups of life, all sectors, all segments of life. Old, babies, infants, teenagers, youth, and middle-aged. Then I thought that there must be some law and order situation. I asked the constable was standing nearby, that is there any law and order situation here? Well, no. Then why so many people? Well, you don't know who spoke after you? Do you know her? No, I don't know her. I have never seen her. I've never heard her name either. Her name is Kangana Ranaut. She is the #1 actress of India, which is why you find so many people here gathering to see her. Anyway, what Kangana told was more important. Kangana told that I am from Shimla. I came to Bombay to do my graduation, and I was passing through a lot of institutes, lot of phases, lot of situations, and then at one point of time I had a problem of equilibrium. So much so that I was thinking of going to an extreme end. And then my friends suggested that, look, there is a monastery of Ramakrishna mission in Khan. You go to that monastery, meet the Swamis, and they will be able to help you. Maybe. She came, the Swami gave her the book of Vivekananda. And she came to know that everyone has a future, has a tomorrow. Every saint has a yesterday, every sinner has a tomorrow. She learned to live, and she is today what she is. And she says publicly that that is because of Vivekananda. It was from Vivekananda that I learned to live. Then I was speaking about that computer baron, Bill Gates. A word about Bill Gates too. I'm sure that you will be very happy to know about Bill Gates. Gates was rated as the greatest business magnate in the world in 2012. And I think he holds this position even today. So somebody in Mumbai asked Gates that, Mr. Gates, you have come from a very, very middle class background, ordinary background. How come? Today you have reached the scale of Mount Everest. And Gates told that the secret doesn't lie in America. The secret lies in India. And what is the secret all about? He said that when I was a school-going boy, I happened to come across Vivekananda. Certainly Vivekananda, not the person, not the individual, not the personality, Vivekananda's words. And it is Vivekananda's words which gave me concentration, gave me confidence, gave me conviction. Which is why I am today what I am today. And he says that even now, wherever in the world I go, in every nook and corner, be it South Africa, be it India, be it any other country in the world, I never retire before reading a few lines from Vivekananda. Now, as I was telling that before pandemic, I received a few visitors, outstanding visitors, I must say. You must have read it in the news, especially the newspaper. Recurrent review is coming up on that book. The book has been published in the month of, this is July, June, May, in the month of May. Not May, excuse me, late April. The author of the book is Ruth Harris. You must have heard of Ruth Harris. Ruth Harris is the head of the Department of History in Oxford University today. Now Ruth came to me a few months before the pandemic started. And what did Ruth say? Ruth said that I am writing a book and researching on Vivekananda. I asked Mrs. Ruth, how many people in Oxford do know Vivekananda? She said that, well, you may ask Swamiji, how many people in Oxford do not know? Everybody knows Vivekananda, and a book-making book has been published by Cambridge University in the late April. World Guru Vivekananda is the name of that book. Very voluminous book, This is available in our sales counter in Madras, but may be available in Amazon and other places. So this is what Vivekananda is. Another call I got just 7 days before the pandemic started here. The Consul General of China, he gave me a ring, his office, from office. I received a ring. The Consul General is very keen to meet me as early as possible. I gave the appointment sometime at 5 o'clock or so, the following Sunday. He came with a lot of tea, and China is famous for packaging, very well packaged tea. So I sarcastically asked him, well, you have come here to market tea. He told, no, I have come here to market Vivekananda. Then I told that Swami, in material we have reached a great, but today we are before a big crunch, terrible crunch. That's why the highest political leadership of China has asked me to meet the chief executive of Ramakrishna Mission, which was founded by Vivekananda, and coined Vivekananda from Ramakrishna Mission for Beijing and other universities in China. What he said was that the boys and girls who are going to the universities and colleges today in China, they are before a big crunch, unsurmountable crunch, because they are tremendously suffering from value deficit. And they feel, he said, that Vivekananda is the answer, which is why I am here this afternoon to discuss this. This is what we have seen waves of Vivekananda in Atlantic, in Pacific, even in Mediterranean Sea. But we have never seen waves of Vivekananda in Huanghe, which is so infamous for drought. And today we have great wave even in Huanghe. Which is why Swami Vivekananda is rated by the entire world a Messiah for those who are not taken care of by the plurality in the society. And I was reading a book a few days back. The book you must have heard, this book was published by Harvard University. Harvard University. And what does this book say? This book precisely says that 100 years back, this book was published in 1993. The country was agog, the world was agog at the time in observance of centenary of Chicago, Swamiji's appearance in Chicago. This book says in the introduction, one Mrs. and Mr. Eleanor Stern. Mrs. and Mr. Eleanor Stern, they are the scientists in Harvard and very, very famous scientists otherwise. So they have written a book in 1993 where in introduction they are telling that 100 years back Jesus gave us a gift. But we are so casual about it that we didn't bother to open the red ribbon, untie the red ribbon, and then see what it is all about. And then it is better late than never. Let's come and untie. The red ribbon was untied, gift was opened, gift unopened is the name of the book, and now the gift is opened, and it was Vivekananda also. Which is why the book stirs, the very first chapter of the book, it's written, if Columbus discovered the soil of America, Vivekananda discovered the soul of America. And that is true. And that is why we can also say today that if Vasco da Gama discovered the soil of India, it is Vivekananda who rediscovered the soul. So naturally, Swami Vivekananda is the watchword of the day. Swamiji predicted India's independence, it came true. Swamiji predicted upsurge of Russia, it is true. Swamiji predicted upheaval and then the development in China, it is true. Swamiji has told all of them again will crumble down. India will rise. But he says that India must rise if India sits at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna, which doesn't mean literally to sitting at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna, inclusiveness of Ramakrishna. You reject none and you accept everyone. And that is the message India wants to give to the entire world. That plurality, that inclusiveness, that universal brotherhood, that is what India must accept. If India accepts, India will again rise. Which is why our Prime Minister says, in his own word, if the Atmanirbhar Bharat has to emerge, it must emerge in Vivekananda. That's why Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of Bengal, writes to me that today Ramakrishna Mission is a benchmark for originality and excellence. And that's why perhaps the government of India was prompted to participate by giving financial contributions, participate by sharing with us the technology and so on, and observe Ramakrishna Mission's 125th. But innovation has a danger in itself. Osama bin Laden, he is a champion innovator, but you know what is the predicament of the world as far as this Osama bin Laden is concerned. I had been to a state, not Bengal. Well, I went there because the director of the NGO, who is the vice chancellor of the university, she was very keen that I go and visit her NGO. This NGO used to run primarily night schools in the suburbs. And then, since I will go, maybe that counter director will go. Everything was as expected. And I was taken to a class. If my memory serves me right, it was 4th standard. And then, the ma'am, the teacher, the lady teacher who was teaching that Bishop's story, that the tiger comes and the cowboy, he cracks jokes. Tiger doesn't come, but he cracks jokes that tiger has come. Well, many people do come to help him. And second day he does play the same trick. Again, many people do come, but they find that it is all cracks. He is cracking jokes, it is all jokes. So on the third day, the tiger did really come, but nobody did come to help him. So usually, from a positive mindset, we say that we should not tell a lie. Then this will be defeated. But when the ma'am asked, "अच्छा बच्चों आपने क्या सीख लिया इससे?" So many people, many boys and girls lifted their hands, raised their hands. Then one boy standing in the forefront, in the first row, ma'am asked him, "Well, आपने क्या सीख लिया बोलो?" बोलो, "मैम, हमने यही सीखा, जो जितना दिन आप झूठ बोलोगे, इतना दिन आदमी आपको मदद करने के लिए आएंगे। जिस दिन से सच बोलना शुरू करोगे, उस दिन से माफी आना बंद हो जाएगा." So this is also one kind of innovation. This innovation we do not welcome. Innovation must be very positive. Innovation must be solid. Innovation must be savior of the mankind, not the destroyer. With these few words, I salute Swami Vivekananda. I salute Swami Vivekananda, the General of the Army, to which I am a humble soldier. And I will urge upon you. It need not be, I do not give a call to all of you to become monk of Ramakrishna order. Monks are born, not made, neither manufactured. But then, I will certainly ask you to go through Vivekananda. And if you go through Vivekananda, if you are a student of science, a student of technology, a student of philosophy, a student of art, everything you will get in Vivekananda. Today, our best scientific institute is ISI, Bengaluru, and many people do not know that this is the gift of Vivekananda to the nation. It was Jamshedji Tata who was traveling with Vivekananda, and Vivekananda said that if you want our country to leg ahead, we must have an institute of science. That's how Tata did it, and not only did it, you may not be knowing that Tata offered the first director's post to Swami Vivekananda. That's why today in Oxford, there is oft discussion, very often this discussion is going on. Many professors are posting the write-ups in internet, like one professor, Indolshan Gupta, who is from South Calcutta. He is a famous professor of history in Oxford today, and he is pursuing it so vigorously. What they say? They are saying that during last 125 years, lot of multinationals were born. Lot of multinationals got withered away or died prematurely. But this is an organization run by some 1,600 seven-headed, unprofessional monks, and this organization is going from strength to strength, going forward, never looking backward, having absolutely no trace of scams, scandal, or controversy. What is the secret? Then Oxford University says that it is also more surprising that such an organization, 1600 or maybe little more than that, and this organization has at its credit the topmost mathematician of the world today. Swami Vidyanathananda Mahan Maharaj is recognized as the top mathematician of the world today in his own field. There is not a single international seminar in the world on mathematics which is held in his absence. Number two, they say that again a young monk, 45-year-old, he has at his credit more than 1 million viewers. The other day the Swami was in Calcutta. He was to speak in Institute of Culture, Calcutta. And then he was to speak at 6. And at 5 the scenario was all the halls in Institute of Culture was filled full. The Dafa place between the stage and the audience, that was full. The space between the speaker, behind the speaker was full. The lawn of culture was full. The road, public road in between culture and Vedi Bhavan was full. And traffic police was to be posted. And the following day there was, pouring, lot of mails, lot of WhatsApp, lot of SMS message. We thought that Calcutta died. But yesterday we have learned to believe. We have learned to believe that Calcutta is not yet dead. Calcutta is very much alive. This Swami, he is a 45-year-old young monk of Ramakrishna order. He is not an international model. He is not an actor. He is not an international footballer. He is not even an international cricketer. And people, those who came, 40% of them went back, and 60% got some space to stand on. And 60% of the 60% were the people ranging from 16 years to 30 years. And that's why they say we have seen a new hope operated yesterday. And that is Swami Saradapitha, who is supposed to be, who is accepted, who is rated as the best exponent of Vedanta in the world today. And then the youngest, the foremost Oriental philosopher in Oxford, occupying the foremost chair amongst the galaxy of philosophers, is again still a more young man. You all have seen, Saradapitha was here in university, Mahan Maharaj was here in university, and the Swami about whom I am speaking, he was also here in university. The Swami is Medhananda, whose book is creating ripples all over the world today. So they say, what is the secret? And the secret is nothing. Secret is love, L-O-V. Which is why, when Vivekananda was asked to name his guru, he told L-O-V personally. And that is the secret of progress in every aspect of life, every segment of life. If Swamiji's practical Vedanta is accepted, if Swamiji's concept of Love towards the humanity is coined by every one of us. As a matter of fact, many people do say that Mahatma Gandhi has used the word Narendra Narayana, but actually it was Swami Vivekananda who told this word, inaugurated this word for the humanity's welfare. Which is why I would ask you with folded palms, with folded hands, all people here, maybe old, maybe young, all people here, that you should treat Vivekananda, try to understand Vivekananda, and your life will be better, a student will be a better student, a farmer will be a better farmer, a teacher will be a better teacher, an administrator will be a better administrator, a politician will be a better politician, and a monk will be a better monk. And this is why I will request you with folded palms once again. Well, innovation is the basic rhythm of life. Without innovation, you are more dead than alive. Innovation must be there, but it must be positive for the welfare of many. Bahujana Sukhayo, Bahujana Hitayo. And in fine, I congratulate those who have been awardees, who have done so well and have been able to have different prestigious lots at the training. But then those who could do it, there is a proverb in Olympic tradition that winners never quit and quitters never win. So the people who are left out tried but couldn't really reach the great. They don't have any occasion to lose her. They must with double enthusiasm try to go forward and forward to past. That was the Upanishadic call which was so favorite to Swami. With these few words, I pray to Swamiji Maharaj. Swamiji Maharaj, with the prayer, I invoke the blessings of Swamiji Maharaj for all of you here present today. That Sarve Sukhina Bhavantu, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukhamaya. Let all be happy. Let all be free from misery, free from ailments. Let all be blessed with the vision of truth, beauty and goodness. Let misery touch none, and let science come forward. Let the humanities go forward. Let the West come forward. Let the East go forward and shake hands with each other. Then only science will survive. Then only humanity will be survived. When humanity will survive, otherwise alas, we are standing on a hellbone. Thank you so very much.